The Philippines and Russia will sign a defense cooperation agreement and other bilateral deals when President Rodrigo Duterte goes on a 5-day official visit to the country next week. Duterte will visit Moscow and St. Petersburg from May 22 to 26. Deals expected to be signed include a defense cooperation agreement, a memorandum of understanding on cooperation between Russian and Philippine security councils, treaty on mutual legal assistance in criminal matters, and an extradition treaty. The defense agreement, which will deal specifically with military and technical cooperation, will set the stage for the Philippines' possible acquisition of defense assets from Russia. The first episode of President Rodrigo Duterte's television show airs Friday night. Duterte's show Mula sa Masa para sa Masa, or From the People for the People, was envisioned at the start of his administration to be a revamped version of the old weekend TV show he hosted as Davao City Mayor. Communications Secretary Martin Andonar says the pre-taped show will begin airing 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. on PTV4. His new show will be similar to the Davao Show format, where he talks about issues close to his heart. His co-host is People's Television anchor Rocky Ignacio. He is also expected to read out citizens' complaints and respond to the problems. A criminal and administrative complaint is filed before the Office of the Ombudsman against Agrarian Secretary Rafael Mariano and his undersecretary for facilitating a farmer's takeover of a Davao del Norte farm claimed by Lapanday Foods Corporation. Mariano and Undersecretary for Legal Affairs Luis Pangulayan were accused of violating the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act. The LFC says Mariano and Pangulayan clearly used their office and abused their authority to deliberately favor the Madaum Agrarian Reform Beneficiaries Association Incorporated. Mariano on Thursday executed his installation order favoring 159 Marbay farmers who were displaced from their land in 2011. This was after President Rodrigo Duterte gave him the go signal during the president's meeting with the farmers who were camped out in Mendiola early May. Mariano tried to install the farmers twice in April but failed because LFC's armed guards barricaded the San Isidro farm. LFC insisted that the Davao City Regional Trial Court's earlier ruling affirmed its authority to control the 145-hectare farm under its contract with the Iho Employees Agrarian Reform Beneficiaries Cooperative 1. Marbay farmers used to belong to the cooperative but broke away after they refused to sign another contract with LFC. The Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency, or PDEA, discovered the Shabu laboratory inside a mining site in Apari Thursday. PDEA says different chemicals used in manufacturing Shabu, or methamphetamine hydrochloride, were found in the mining site of Chinese-owned Huaxia Mining and Trading Corporation. The suspects, who are also the owners of the mining site, were identified as Lito Lim and Michael Tan. Lim and Tan were not on the site during the raid. PDEA seized equipment and glass containers containing chemicals used in manufacturing illegal drugs. They also found chemicals possibly used in making explosives. United States President Donald Trump declares himself the victim of the greatest witch hunt in American political history Thursday. He also denies accusations he tried to quash a probe into the collusion between his campaign team and Russia. Trump says, quote, "There is no collusion between certainly myself and my campaign, but I can always speak for myself and the Russians, zero." This after the Justice Department appointed former Federal Bureau of Investigation Director Robert Mueller as special counsel to the probe into his campaign's ties with Moscow. Trump says he had respect for the move, but he thinks it divides the country.